Okay, guys, so are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, today I want to discuss about the technologies which are currently on the trend, and yeah, I would name them and then what are they being used for. So yeah, I would discuss about them. So to brief about that, okay. First, I would like to know, maybe you can type in the chat like you did last week, okay, on last Sunday rather, and yeah, same thing you can do it, or also maybe you can speak up if you want by unmuting yourself. Yeah, so I would like to know when we talk about the web-based applications, right? Like I talked about last week, majorly about the web-based application which are presently being used in the industry, majorly in the IT industry or the software industry. Okay, the web-based applications. So what comes to your mind? What are the technologies which are being used in the market or the industry? People can chat or speak up, obviously one by one. Okay, yeah, you can keep it in the chat as well, that should be good. Okay, so yeah, I will read it out. Okay, go ahead. What are the technologies that comes to your mind? Any idea, any guessing? Okay, I'm not getting any chat, anything in the chat boxes. No, Aloka has said robotics. No, robotics is something which is not used in the web-based applications. It is some other places, right? In the robotics, it's separate domain itself altogether. Okay. Any in the technologies which I talked about, I'm asking the technologies which I have already discussed on last Sunday. Okay, the technologies the core technologies I discussed, right? So I'm asking on those. Okay. Okay, Suja has said software create. Yeah, I want to know the technologies. Probably it is obviously related to the programming languages I'm referring to. Okay. Okay, Vivek has given the first reply. Okay, and yeah, that seems to be interesting, and that is a very trending and the new technologies. Okay, the newest technologies, which is Node.js. Okay, he is talking about the JS, which again is the JavaScript. Okay, somebody has said artificial intelligence. Yeah, that is not the core to the web-based application. Okay, it is AI can be used in the web application in some other means. Okay, yeah, many people are replying currently. So yeah, that's great. Okay, Sujay is saying Java, AngularJS. Yeah, Aloka is saying Python, Java. Yeah, Gayatri is saying ASP.NET. Yeah, that's a pretty great answer. Yeah, ASP.NET, which has been used for a pretty long time in the industry. Yeah, cloud computing is not something which is directly related to the web application. Okay, which is our current concern. Okay, probably what you may learn. Yeah, we are not bothering about cloud computing at the moment. Okay, yeah, Sujay is saying AWS. Yeah, that is also one technology. Yeah, learning, we can say, but yeah, that is a pretty high level. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I think pretty much I have got some good answer. Okay, some good answers. So in that note, yeah, I would like to brief. Yeah, we are using currently the Java, the Python, the AngularJS. From the JavaScript side, we can say the AngularJS, Angular JavaScript, Node.js. We are using the React.js. Okay, these are the technologies. So let's say, for example, I would start from the backend first. Okay, like I was talking about on the last Sunday. Okay, so there are different layers of development, right? When we talk about a web-based application, right? So yeah, backend. When we talk about the backend technologies, first comes as a Java, right? Then the new, very newest technologies currently trending in the market, which is Python. Then comes C Sharp. Okay, C Sharp. As you know, C Sharp is being used within .Net. Okay, somebody has said ASP.NET is the technology which is being used. So yeah, we can say that definitely ASP.NET uses C Sharp language. Okay. Yeah, what else? Yeah, there are many other Node.js. Okay, this is also a backend technologies, we can say, but again JavaScript is being used in the backend of it. So yeah. Okay, any other thing anybody can guesses, or anybody would like to name it? I would be happy to take that if I have not mentioned anything as a backend technology. Anybody? Okay, let's call the names. That would give me an idea. Okay, Aritra. What about Aritra? Avijit, Abhiman, Vivakar, Vishwajit, yeah, Debajyoti. Yeah, people can. If I have not mentioned anything in the R programming, okay, R programming, it is again not related to the backend technologies. It is related to the data analysis part. I mean, it is part of a data science or data analysis. Okay, so that there we use the R programming. Okay, yeah. So when I'm talking about the web application, yeah, we can name these technologies as the forefront of forefront. Okay, so Java, Python, C Sharp, Node.js. Yeah. Next, I will move on to the UI. Okay, UI technologies. Somebody has already named some of them. Okay, so here it goes. The AngularJS, AngularJS. Okay, so yeah, then React.js. These are all all of the family of the JavaScript. Okay, the JavaScript family. Then we have yeah, we all know this HTML, CSS. All these are you know, I believe. I mean, you have heard about it, or you people have come across this. Okay, okay, and maybe a little bit or a huge chunk of it. Okay, so yeah, so AngularJS, React.js, HTML, CSS. Anything else? Anything else people can name? Any UI technologies which I have not mentioned here? Okay, so currently, what I have just mentioned, these are currently the trending technologies. Okay, in the market. Okay, yeah. So right. So yeah, we can mention the JSP as well. If you JSPs, or we have yeah. Okay. So correct. So anybody can name any technologies related to UI. People have heard about it, or people know about it. Yeah, great. Django is the technology. See, Django is the framework, okay? So I will come to that part, okay? So Django is the framework again. Yeah, it is like I will come to the framework right after this, okay? Yeah, correct. Joy is saying it is the Python framework, right? True. Yeah, people I think have a pretty much knowledge about it, okay? That I can feel that even give me some kind of happiness. At least people are knowing something already. So yeah, great to interact with you guys. Yeah, at least you have a good idea about things which are there. Okay, so yeah, UI technologies are AngularJS, React.js, HTML, CSS, JSP. Backend is Java, Python, C#, Node.js. Yeah, JSP is again yeah, related to the Java. The core technology is the Java. Yeah, that is what it is. Yeah. So now the next part comes the database, right? So we know databases are being developed by different companies. Okay, so first it comes the Oracle, then the MySQL. Anybody is not able to get of any of the particular terminology, people can tell without any doubt, okay, without any hesitation. I would try to explain a bit about it, okay, because anyway, I'm hoping that people have heard about it or people are understanding the basic things, okay, whenever I talk about the databases, the UI technologies, the backend, okay. So if you want to explain me, we want me to explain, I'm okay to explain, okay. Yeah, so Oracle, MySQL, there's Microsoft SQL Server, okay. So yeah, what else yeah, there is MongoDB, okay, there is Cassandra, okay. So these are big database, okay, big data, okay. This is related to the big database. I'll say big data. Okay, currently in the industry, when we talk about data analysis or data science, it is related to the big data, because currently it is the era of the artificial intelligence, data analysis, okay, all of these things, okay, data science. So huge chunk of data is required to make some analytics on it. So yeah, big data is really a great part of all of these things, okay, right? You might have already heard about it, or you as you know, yeah, big data is and for the big data, to store the big data, we are using the MongoDB and Cassandra currently, which are in place for quite some time. For example, it's been 5, 6, 7 years where Cassandra and big data, MongoDB, they are already being used in the market, okay. Yeah, so yeah, so as you know, database, we have Oracle, MySQL, and Microservice SQL Server. There are many other, okay, you name it, I can definitely put it here, okay. So they are a relational databases. Relational databases, what you people read in your curriculum, okay. So they are of the category of relational databases, okay, made by the such so and so company, Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So as you know, to form a web application, the primary three layers or the primary three components which are being used is as the backend, the UI, and the database, okay. Okay, so people are clear about it. Any doubt, any hesitation, can ask, okay. Just tell me in the reply if it is yes, you are clear about it. Yeah, I will go and proceed with the next, and if any doubt, anything, you can put it in the chat. Anybody? Yeah, is it clear, all of you? Until and unless I'm getting the reply, I'm not able to get it. Go ahead, okay? Yeah, great. There are replies, correct. Great. Great, all right. Thanks for the reply. Yeah. Okay, somebody has asked which backend technology should we learn in 2021? I have mentioned here, all are equally applicable for learning, okay? So it is not that you have to learn all of them, okay? You learn any technologies in a good manner, it will be good, okay? But yeah, you will have to cover each technologies, each category one, okay? One from each category. Let's say, for example, here from Java, here it is JSP, HTML, CSS. Yeah, it should be there. And then here you cover the MySQL, okay, for example, or Oracle. These have to be maintained, okay? So that is what it is. All right. So I will go to the framework now. Okay, what are the frameworks you people when going right into the industry, you people have to work on a framework. When I talk about a framework, right, what comes to your mind? I think people have already said one name. I was very happy to one or two names. Yeah, you people might go ahead. I can ready before I chat it. Before I write it here, okay, in the notepad. Yeah, anybody can think of any other popular framework? Do you know even what is the framework? Okay, I'll tell about them. Okay, somebody has said .Net. Yes, .Net is the framework. I will write it here. Framework. I'll come to those in detail. Okay, when I will explain. Okay, so one has said ASP.NET. Sorry, it is ASP.NET. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, come up with some other names. We have written these languages, right? So what I'm trying to say is these frameworks will be related to these languages only. Okay. I want to hear one popular framework related to the Java. Can anyone name it? Can anyone name it? Any Java-based framework? We use it, or you might have heard about it, which we use it. Anybody else? The Java-based framework I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, let's write it here. So it is the popular framework which are currently being used, or in the industry it is being used for a couple of times. So it is the Spring framework. Okay, so you have heard about Spring? Yes, no? It's a very popular framework. I can say if you go to the Java technology, 95 or 96% of the people have to learn this framework. Okay, Spring. Anybody has heard about Spring? Okay, yeah. So if there is no answer, okay, so I will take it up as that you have not heard about it. That's okay, not an issue. So yeah, Spring is the technology framework. Okay. Yeah, there is another framework which are which was being used. I mean, nowadays it is not too much trendy in the industry. It is a Jersey framework. Okay, so there's a Jersey framework, okay, which is a precursor to the Spring. Okay, so let's say Jersey framework was popular in the year of 2000 to 2005, those era. Okay, so for the past 10 years, Spring framework is being used as a popular framework, and it is widely being used. So Jersey is not that much popular nowadays, but yeah, still there are companies in the industry which are still they are using the Jersey framework. Okay, yeah. So another framework which was very popular. Okay, so that is related to the Struts. So Struts also it's not. I would not say that it is not being used, but yeah. Probably in the last decade, okay, the last decade it was widely used again, Struts technology. Okay, Struts has different versions of it. Yeah, definitely. So as the ASP.NET, Spring, and Jersey also has different versions. Yeah, but Struts is one technology which was popular again, but yeah, nowadays it is not that much. But all of them are following some same category of architecture. Okay, so yeah, I would say all of them are using that same category of architecture. Okay, so when we talk about the framework, when we talk about the technology, you will come to know what I am talking about. Okay, maybe not, maybe some of the words may be not clear for you people. Okay, at the moment. Okay, so yeah, so these are the technologies, these are the preliminary technologies. I have missed the Python. Yeah, related to the Python framework, it is the Django. Okay, so Django is a framework which are used for Python. ASP.NET for C#. Yeah, Node.js has its separate IDE or the the framework. Okay, maybe right now I'm not able to recall that. Okay, so yeah, Node.js itself has, it's a JavaScript, so it itself has its framework. So yeah, so that's it pretty much. Any question related to these framework, database, UI technologies, backend before I go detail discussion about them? Okay, so any question? Any question anybody has related to what I just discussed, or what I have just written here or is mentioned? All right, so I can get it as no, because okay, yeah, somebody has replied as no questions. Yeah, so I hope that people are getting it what I am talking. Okay, so yeah, if I'm talking gibberish, definitely you can interrupt me and yeah, ask it. Okay, what is the Django? Okay, so I have not talked about the framework. Okay, so framework, when I'll come to the framework, right? So let's talk about the framework. What I mean by the framework. So till now, what I have just discussed. Okay, backend technologies, the UI technologies, the database, the framework. Yeah, I hope these are pretty much clear. So when we talk about framework, what is it actually? Okay. I hope you people might have pretty good idea about some kind of object-oriented technologies, right? Till date. Okay, so so when I talk about the object-oriented technologies, right? So what comes to our mind? Okay, oops. Or it has said OOP, object-oriented programming. Okay, programming language. OOP language. So what comes to our mind? It comes as, first it comes as C++, then it comes as Java, then the Python, right? Then C# is another language. Okay, so these are pretty much with the object. Okay, so object-oriented language. right? So yeah, somebody is saying PHP. Yes, PHP also can be thought, but yeah, I have not worked on PHP, so I have less idea about PHP. Yeah, but this is also being used in the industry. Yeah. PHP I am not pretty much aware, so I would not I would restrict myself to naming it as object-oriented language. So yeah, PHP is also being widely used in the industry. Okay. All right. Okay, object-oriented language. So when we talk about the object-oriented language, it comes as C++, Java, Python, C#, right? So when we talk about the web application, okay, it basically it is of the one fundamental architectural concept, okay, which is called the MVC. Okay, the MVC, which means model, view, and controller. When we take up the when I will take up the session on this architectural idea, okay, or the architectural concept on architectures of web-based application. Okay, so one second. This is the architecture of web-based application. So as you know, web-based application means what we see on a day-to-day basis as the e-commerce website or any kind of website when you see it in the internet, right? So those are all the same category or the basic category, which is a web-based application, right? So when we talk about web-based application, it follows a basic principle or the architecture, which is again the model, view, and controller architecture. Okay. So not going to the detail of model, view, and controller, it has to be presented with a specific diagrammatic explanation, right? So then only it will be clear with all of you. Yeah, but whenever you people are working on the industry, you have to know or you have to keep in mind about what is MVC architecture, right? So web-based application runs on the principle of model, view, and controller, or the MVC architecture. Okay, and this MVC architecture implementation. Okay, so when I talk about the architecture, so whenever somebody builds up a house, it has to be built with the principle of architecture, right? So architectural concept in mind. So if you don't have the architecture, your house cannot be built. So building a house is the implementation part. Okay, but the basic tenets or the basic fundamental principle is the architecture, right? The same way, implementation, right? When we talk about framework, it is the implementation. Okay, so when framework comes to our mind, okay, it is the implementation of MVC architecture. Okay, till now what I have just talked about, any doubt or any hesitation of anybody? People can any question people can ask here in the chat without any hesitation. Anybody? Any doubt or any question? Okay, you can answer as yes, no, okay, no sir. Debajiti has answered as no sir. Great. Yeah, fine. Yeah, definitely you can ask me question, otherwise I will go ahead and go to the next part. Yeah, people are saying no sir, that's okay. Great. So yeah, I think people are getting it. That's okay. So so this is about framework, right? So framework is something which we when we say it is about the implementation of the MVC architecture. Okay. So so when we talk about framework, what component or what are the things it can contain? Okay, how? So what do you think? How my implementation will be done based on a particular MVC architecture? Okay, so generally when we talk about a framework, what component comes to your mind? Okay, people are naming it many framework, right? ASP.NET. So I hope people can answer about the components as well, what I am talking. Okay, so can anybody name when we talk about a framework or the implementation of an architecture, what comes to your mind when we talk about the implementation? Okay, anybody has any idea? Probably people, I hope people are here the fourth year. Okay, fourth year people may answer it. Okay, so any answer from them, or the third year, or anybody, if you have ever implemented in any training or any program beforehand, okay, before today, or heard about it? Okay, so okay, yeah, reuse. Somebody has, Subhajit has said reuse. Okay, reuse something. Okay, somebody is saying reuse something. Yeah, apparently it is correct. Not I would not differ much onto that answer. So okay, so when we talk about the framework, right, and when we talk about the implementation of it, generally those implementation, okay, implementation comes with some library. Okay, so library is such a thing. Okay, so library is such a thing where we can adopt that particular framework to write my code or to implement something. Okay, yeah, just pardon me, just go on mute for 1 minute, just a second. All right, yep, I'm back. Sorry, I beg your pardon. There's some noise in my house, so yeah. All right, so yeah, I was talking about the libraries. Okay, the libraries which comes on behalf of the framework. Okay, when we talk about when we have to use the framework, we are talking about the libraries, and which are available in the internet to specific repositories. Okay, where those libraries gets downloaded from. So you can go ahead and manually download it. Yeah, okay, there are some other ways to download it. So there are many things. Okay, many things, and these are all related to the implementation of part. Okay, when we talk about a web application or a product, okay, to make it, okay, there are specific nitty-gritties about it. Okay, So yeah, so one of the process of availing the libraries are downloading the libraries from a particular repositories. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, so we have to use the libraries when we talk about the implementation. Okay, any question regarding the libraries people have, or people are having mind not able to understand? Definitely you can ask me. I will go and explain in detail. Okay, so any question regarding the libraries what I have just spoken? Any problem in understanding? People, I hope people are from other departments as well. So yeah, you people might go ahead and ask me questions. Okay, okay, so yeah, so somebody okay, so libraries, right? When we talk about a library, how would I say, for example, okay, there's a library, there's a package called java.lang. Okay, java.lang.star we use, or java.lang. Many other classes. Okay, so did you know, or did you come across, when we write a Java class, right? Let's say this class I will write class A, okay, which implements a particular package, okay, or a particular interface, which is a B. Okay, for example. Okay, so here when we for example, when we try to initialize a class, okay, of a class, let's say for example X. Okay, X is a class, okay, and like this. Okay, so here when we talk about this X, okay, this X might be your user defined class, or X might be a defined class which is in the library, which is in the lang package, java.lang package. Okay, so in that cases, okay, in those cases we have to use this, or you have to refer this package over here. And how the package will be referred? Using the library. You have to download the library with the form of a jar. So library gets downloaded in the form of a jar. Okay, and when you attach or refer the jar in your project, okay, so let's say this is your project. Okay, how would I say, let's say here is your project. Let's say your project, first project. Okay, so this is your project name, and you are using a library lang. Okay, library X, Y, Z. Okay, there are many libraries. Okay, so when we refer these libraries, into our project, okay, using the package, okay, by referring the package, then only we can do our implementation. Okay, so let's say for example you want to print something. For example, you want to print. Okay, you want to print what you want to print. For example, you want to print my name is, or okay, for example, this would be good. X has a variable of, so here we can say x dot name. So how this x dot name is coming? This x dot name is coming from this package, I mean from this library. It is already defined. So name is one attribute or one variable which is already there in the jar, okay, which is already residing in the jar, and you are just using its object and it's a particular variable. So using that, you can just print what is the name of that particular library. I mean, what is there in the particular library. Let's say, for example, so it's just an explanation, okay. Name is just imaginary variable. So let's say, for example, you want to access the name within the library or within the jar, you can access in this way, okay. So any question related to what I have just explained? This is a generic way of just explaining the what is library. I hope you have a pretty good understanding about what is class, what is interfaces, okay. So I mean, if you do not have, that is also not a problem. At least you should know about, I mean, at least I hope you have got an understanding about the class, what is class. So yeah, what is variable and how we can print some statement. So that is how we access the particular variables in a library. Any question on that? Anybody has any question? Or is it okay? If it is okay, then we can say yes. Okay, Scientika is saying it's clear. Great. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm getting the positive reply, then that's okay. Great, I will go ahead. All right. Great, good to see that you people are understanding understanding the content. Yeah, it's a package. It comes from the library. Yeah, definitely it's a package. Okay, and it comes from the library. Okay, comes from a particular library. Those are a part of a library. So when somebody or me will take up a session, right, how to implement something, we will see what kind of libraries are available, okay, in the repository. So there are various kinds of libraries, okay, huge number of libraries, okay, hundreds of thousands of libraries which are available, okay, related to the particular technology. So currently I am talking about related to the Java. So I have missed one particular statement over here. We says import. Okay, so what we do now, we try to import the particular package using this import the particular package, and then what we do, we try to use this particular package with our code implementation. Okay, so certainly this X is within this package. Okay, X is already defined in this package. Okay, the X class is already defined in this package, and this package comes from within a particular jar. So one particular jar or the library, okay, one jar may have package 1, 2, 3, 4, so .n. Okay, it may have multiple what you can say, multiple classes. Okay, rather multiple classes I should say here. Yeah, multiple packages or multiple classes as well. Okay, and the classes as well. Classes 1, 2, n. Okay, so how many package or classes you want to incorporate in a particular jar in the form of a library, that's up to you. Okay, but yeah. So the language builder or the technology builder, let's say for example, currently it is the Oracle for Java. Earlier it was Sun Microsystem, or now it is the Oracle. So what Oracle does, Oracle uses the particular technology. Okay, they are the inventor of the technology, right? The Java. So with that technology, they build up a certain classes, right? They build up a certain classes which are some standard classes. So what my actually jar or library contains, so that is the core part of it. Okay, so library or the jar contains some standard or core classes with some encryption, form of encryption. Okay, it is not a straightforward decrypt method. Okay, there are certain method which with which you can decrypt the particular classes. Okay, so as you know, when you write a Java, okay, .java class, right, you save it as .java file, right? So let's say, for example, okay, live school.java, for example, school.java. Okay, school.java is the particular class name. So when it gets compiled, what it gets generated, school.class in its bytecode form. So one second, yeah, school.class is the bytecode form. So you cannot see when you open the .class file, right? Can you see the Java file? I mean the Java code. Can you see it? You will not be able to see it, right? Yeah, it's the same way. So that means it is not visible. So Java is such a technology. Okay, it has its security. That is why it says that it's object oriented. So so it has its own inbuilt security. Okay, in its way. So yeah, it gets generated when it gets compiled. It gets generated in a bytecode format, which is a school.class, and this school.class can be encrypted or can be zipped in a certain way. Okay, I'm just talking in a very generic format so that you can just relate what it does actually. So all those classes, let's say school.class. So I have another class, let's say college.class. All right, college.class. Okay, example university.class. Okay, all these classes, etc., all these classes can be combined in a package, okay, package A. Okay, so similar way I may have, okay, package B. Okay, these classes may get changed. Okay, or I mean would get changed basically. So for example, this would be something else. Okay, so say classroom, for example, student, blackboard. Okay, so package A, package B. So all these packages, this packages, package A and package B will be combined into one jar. Okay, now my jar, which is, let's say, jar X will, or the, let's say, for example, jar lang, yeah. Okay, just to give an example, jar lang may contain package A or package B. Okay, so yeah, that's how a particular library or jar. Okay, so a particular library or jar containing these packages within it, and yeah, they are being used in this way so that you can use this particular technology within your code. Okay, you definitely need this code. Definitely need to write the code using the jar. So I hope it is clear. From this I want to ask one question. Okay, why the jar or the library is required? Okay, if you are able to what I would say, if you are able to understand my what I have just spoken, okay, can you tell me, okay, one basic question. Why the jar is needed for every situation. Majorly for every situation we need the jar, right? Why do we need it actually? Why do we jar a library? Yeah. Why do we refer it? Okay, Sujay is saying to store packages. Store packages. No, we are using the package, right? We are using the package. We are using this package, import java.lang.star to write my code and to implement something, which means, for example, to print something. Okay, to fulfill our purpose. Okay, so we use the package, right? We do not store any package. So package is already stored within your library. Any other small answer I just want? Okay, if you are able to get or any idea about it, anybody has? Anybody can think of any answer? If you're able to understand my content till now, what I have just spoken, yeah, you can definitely give some answer, right? Or you can definitely give some guesses. Okay, for example, we are writing something, we are printing something here. We are trying to print something, right? X has a variable which is x.name. So what are we trying to achieve from these two lines? Okay, it may be more clear if I talk about one more line. For example, when we talk about, for example, X is the object, and we talk about X can perform the following things. Okay, and you try to call a method of that X class, okay, using let's say, for example, x.play. Okay, play is the method, and I would write the definition of the X class. Okay, let's say, for example, this is the definition which is there in the library. Okay, X class, and here you write about, so say, for example, yeah, you will write the method name, right? So public static void name. Okay, for example, place the method within it. Okay, and let's say, for example, here it talk about printing, right? So printing I play football, for example. Okay, yeah, so what you have to do you can just call it directly from here, x dot fill. That's it. So what are we trying to achieve? Anyone can answer anything? What are we trying to achieve with this line? I hope my screen is visible, what I have just written. Okay, this class is within the library. Okay, this is within the library, and this is your particular implementation. So your implementation is this one. Okay, forget about let's say, just want to make it simpler. Let's say it doesn't implement anything. Okay, there's no interface about it. So your class is particular A, and the library class is the X. So what are we trying to achieve? Anybody has any answer? What I have written just till date? If you are answering, then yeah, I can take it. I will take it as you are able to understand what I'm just speaking. Come on. Okay, what are we trying to achieve? That is my question. What are we trying to achieve? Any answer? Okay, let's see. Okay, Srishti, Sorish. Yeah, somebody has answered. Sujay. Sujay is saying, I play football. Yeah, definitely. We are trying to print the particular statement, right? That is no doubt we are trying to print. But I'm talking about in a more general sense. What are we trying to achieve? Like we basically we are. Can you understand or just agree with me with yes or no? Okay, I'm giving the statement. We are trying to basically use. You are trying to use something which is already there. Okay, this is your part of code. This is your statement. Okay, you are not writing anything. Let's say, for example, I play football. Okay, you are not writing. It is already written. It is within the library. You are trying to use it. Right? You are trying to use this particular class which is already there. So trying to take the help of class X. Okay, so some way or the other you are trying to take the benefit. Correct? Okay, so just tell me yes or no if you agree with me. Come on, guys. Yes, right? Yeah, one person has said Sujay. Sujay is only replying. What about others?
Yes, sir.
Great. Anybody else? Devajyoti is saying yes. Yeah, I hope people are getting now. Okay. Basically that's what we are taking the benefit. We are taking the benefit of the particular library. So that is why we use the library or the jar to take some advantage or the benefits. Okay. All right. Yeah, Vishwajit is saying yes. Devajyoti is yes. Santika yes. Sujay yes. Yeah. All right. Great. So is it clear till now? So we are trying to take some advantage or the benefits of the jar. So we are kind of lethargic enough or lazy enough to write the code, right? So we do not write the I play football. We have this much lethargy to write. So we just try to take the help of the particular jar which is already there existing. We try to take the import using the import, and we just call the particular method. So we let's say, for example, somebody has said, there is some statement which is saying I play football. I don't know even. Okay, let's not go. I don't know how to write a print statement, for example. Okay, let's say, for example, you have not written even. This is commented. Okay, I just commented the particular line. It will be very much clear if I do like this one. Yeah, now it is very clear. Correct? So yeah, I just have commented. Okay, for example, you have not written this particular statement. Okay, and you said, hey sir, I don't know how to write the print statement. Okay, what we will do? Okay, I know how to use the library and how to call the method. So somebody has said, yeah, play method has one statement which is a print which says I play football, and you are not able to see it. This is strictly you have to keep in mind that you are not able to see what is the definition of the class. I mean, what is written within the class. You just know that particular library is having is the class, the name of the class that you know, but you're not able to see it because Oracle encrypts its packages or classes in such a way that it is not easily decryptable. There are some other means to decrypt it, but it is not a straightforward way to decrypt. Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. So you don't know what is the definition of that class X, I mean how the print statement is written, so you are pretty much lethargic to write and to know how the print statement can be written. So you are just using the X's method, I mean the X classes method. Okay, so that is the way you are taking the advantage or the benefits, right? So am I clear till date what I have just explained? Okay, you can write the same way. Yes. Okay, great. All right, so yeah, so that's it for the jar or library. So this is the main intention why we use the jar or the library. Okay, that is the primary intentions. Yeah, so in the coming sessions you may see how we implement or how we use the jar or the library when we talk about web-based application or project in that way or in that concern. All right, so now I will go on to the particular tool. Okay, when we talk about Java-based implementation. So currently, right now, what I have just spoken is related to the Java. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So some of the tools what in the market currently is being used is, one is Eclipse, that is in the industrial level, right? You might be doing something in your NetBeans IDE something, but yeah, tools or IDE rather, I can say in this way. Yeah, Eclipse is the one tools which is predominantly being used as a tool. Okay, another tool is Spring Tool Soup.
নতুন ফোন লঞ্চ করতে F62 is নতুন ওটা 5G
somebody go on mute
এই সেটা 29,000 টাকা
হ্যাঁ এখনো দাম দেয়নি ওর এখনো দাম দেয়নি Galaxy F62
আরে ওই রকম দিয়েছি
can you go on mute?
100 কত জিবি
28
128
6 মেমরি 6
Hey Saurabh, are you able to hear me? Can you go on mute?
এটা কত ভালো
গান বলতেছিল না ও সেখানে বলতেছে পুরি করে স্কুল থেকে দিয়েছে 9000 অনলাইন টাকা স্কুল থেকে দিয়েছে তারা বলতেছে বলে ইএমআই নাও ইএমআই নিলে এবার
describes either of the tool. Okay, either maybe it may be in the Spring Tool Suite or Eclipse. Both are all of the same category. Okay, so yeah. So when we talk about tools, right, what comes to your mind? Anybody has any idea? Anybody has any idea about tools when we talk about tools, what it actually does, or the ID, what it actually does? People can chat, and people can type in text the answer here. Anybody has any guess? Hello? Anybody has any answer about the ID? What it actually does, what it tries to do? Okay, somebody is saying VS Code. Sujay is saying VS Code. Sujay, I really don't have idea about VS Code. Probably that's why I won't be able to comment on VS Code anything. Yeah, maybe it may be an ID, but yeah, I have not seen that. But yeah, maybe I will get back to you after seeing that, whether it is an ID or anything else. Okay. Anybody has any idea about what is ID, what we are actually using for? Okay,
No,
so
sir, no.
when we talked about, all right, all right, all right. So when we talk about ID, right, it's an interface. Okay, it's an interface. It's an interface through which we write our code. Okay, basically it's a development environment. Okay, it's a development environment through which we write our code. So it helps you to write your code in a much more convenient way. Okay, for example, you might have learned when you started learning a code implementation or writing your code, for example, in a notepad. All right, notepad. So it's just a blank page, right? Nothing else. So to even refer a particular package, you have to write it explicitly. Okay, ID helps to solve to write your code. I mean, solves in that way to write your code. So it's a convenient way to write your code. It helps you in a lot of way to make an implementation of a web-based application or any particular standalone Java application. Okay, so that way it is being used for. Okay, yeah. So these are the IDs. There are many IDs which are available in the market related to Python, related to C#. Yeah, ASP.NET has its particular ID. Maybe it comes with the Visual Studio, I think. So yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, that's how the IDE is used. So is it clear regarding the IDE? So I would show you one particular IDE here, which I have just already opened. This is Spring Tool Suite. Is my screen visible to the people? All right. So this is the IDE. Can you see the IDE? Yes, no? Any thought about it? How it looks? This is the IDE. This is an IDE. Okay. Yeah, Sayantika is saying yes, sir. Okay, so this is the IDE. So with an IDE, you can, if you see, we have this project. Okay, multiple applications open. Okay, so one application, for example, whatever you're currently seeing, this is the application name. Okay, and this application performs many different functionalities. Okay, it has its package where you have written some certain classes, etc., etc. This is one particular JSP page which you are just currently seeing. So yeah, there are many components of the particular project. So yeah, these are some such. If you ask what is this, sir, it is something which is really difficult at the moment for me without even explaining to you from the basics. So yeah, so if I talk about a particular UI application, right? When you see something, some login form, okay, so some login form when you do somewhere login, right? For example, in the Flipkart or some other Amazon or some other e-commerce website or some other application, some other websites, okay, you do some login, right? So this is the way using HTML and the JSP technology we use. We write some certain code which resonates of a form, okay, a UI form. Okay, at the moment the server is not running, so I'm not able to show you the particular application in the running mode. But yeah, this is the kind of code which are certain things are on a high level. Okay, so you may not understand all these things, but this is a particular basic HTML code with some JSP technology where you write the particular form, okay, and using form you try to log in. Okay, so yeah, in the next upcoming sessions you may learn all these things, how to implement and using the architecture MVC again. Yeah, so that is what it is. Okay, so with the help of the IDE you can perform many different things. When I will show you the show you the demo, you may learn many things. Okay, so there are many options which are available. Okay, from these menus you can write your code and you can see the syntax. All these things are clearly visible. Okay, the particular extension of the file, this then this. So this is the way we write a web-based application and we try to run it. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Just before I come finish my particular content, I would like to say one small thing. There are two kinds of Java-based applications when we speak about. So one is standalone application, and web server based application. So same particular Java application which can be run on a on your Java machine, which is being provided by the JVM. You might be learning this when you are learning the basics of a particular Java technology or object-oriented technology. So Java provides a JVM. This is a internal engine, okay, the bytecode engine or the core engine of it. So it stays in your machine if you install Java. And this is something where the web server resides. Okay, what is web server, how it works web server, those will be discussed in the separate session related to the web application. Okay, so yeah, so a particular application or web-based application, when we talk, so this application gets run on a web server. So there are many different kinds of web server which are available in the market. In the industry there are a variety of web servers which are being used. Some of them are WebLogic, WebSphere, okay, Tomcat. Yeah, there are many other web servers. Okay, and nowadays the clouds are being used. Okay, so yeah, there are many things. So that's it. Okay, that's it about today's session. Any question on what I've just spoken till now? Anything? Any question? Any doubt? You may ask without any hesitation before I wind up. Any question? Anybody? What about people who have already replied? Sayantika, Priyabrata, Sujay.
Sir. Hello,
All
sir.
clear? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, one question. Jar long package A, package B. What is this uses?
Okay. Jar lang. Okay. So the lang is actually this package. Okay. Import java.lang.start. So this is a standard library or the package which are available with the Java. Okay, so through which we write the particular code, right? So this is some of the category of a basic package, okay, with which we try to write a particular code. Without the package, you may not write or may not be able to achieve some particular implementation which you try to achieve. Okay, so when you are really learning the basic or having the basic sessions of your Java, for example, or object-oriented programming, you may be learning all these things. Okay, so these packages, for example, yeah, the package A, okay, similar to this. There may be some other package. For example, this is package A. Similar to this package, there may be some other package where which is the package B. All those packages are residing in a particular library or jar. Okay, so and yeah, this is what it is.
Okay,
Is it
sir.
clear?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Great. Yeah. Welcome. Where can I use JRE, JDK, and JVM? Yeah, this Sujay, I can explain these things on a separate session. Maybe on my next session. Okay, what is JRE, JDK, and JVM in a separate way, because this will take a lot of time to explain in a proper way. Yeah, I'll take it on the next session. All right. Any question? If there's no question, then yeah, that is it for today. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, Sujay. You're welcome, Vishwajit. You're welcome, Priyabrata.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, that's it, guys. Yeah, hope to see you in the next session. Okay. Thank you everybody for listening and responding to my questions and everything. All right. So yeah, it was a great session. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye.